Sewing a seam. Today we're going to use a machine to sew and stitch a seam close to the edge of a piece of material. You can use an iron to get the edge correct, but then you need to pin it, and you need the pin to go across the direction that you're going to sew. So you're going to sew along here and take the pin out before you go over it. We're going to use this electric sewing machine, and we turn it on at the end just above the power here, and we need to make sure we know where the foot is operated from. In this case there's a lever up here, but sometimes the lever is round the back of the machine. Before starting, make sure there's a reasonable amount of thread which is then tucked out the back of the machine. Place your material on the machine and manoeuvre the seam you want to sew underneath the foot, and then using the foot operator, the presser handle, lower the foot so it's sitting on the fabric quite firmly here. Your foot should operate the foot switch with the heel on the floor so that your foot can go up and down and have control on the foot pedal so you don't go too fast. Operate the machine by pressing the foot down slowly and keep the edge of the foot parallel to the edge of the seam. When you get near a pin, lift your foot off and use your hand to take the pin out and then carry on. You notice that the foot is being kept parallel to the edge of the seam, and I'm not actually going that fast. My left hand is holding the material so that it can be steered and kept flat, and my right hand is at the bottom of the material holding the seam tight but not stopping it going through the machine. The machine itself will feed itself through, but you mustn't stop that happening. So you can see now my right hand is holding the end of the seam and I'm getting towards the end of the allowed stitch. I'm still going quite slowly. I'm going to stop just before the very end. In order to seal the thread off, I'm going to push this down to enable the needle to go backwards. So here is the end of my thread. I'm going to push the reverse switch down, go backwards 3 or 4 steps, then release it and go forwards again until I'm finished. You'll notice that my needle is fully down in the material, and I need to turn the hand wheel, which is on the end of the machine, in order to be able to get the needle to go up. So if I turn the hand wheel, the needle will turn until it gets to the top of the throw of the machine. You know when it's got to the top because at the top of the machine here you can see the little silver lever. When it's at the top, you can lift the presser foot with the handle to release the foot and the pressure on the material. You can then pull the material away from the machine, and you'll notice that you've got some threads. Then, using 2 hands fairly close to the material, you can put the thread over the thread cutter that's on the machine, pull about half a ruler's width out of the machine and put that to the back, and it's then ready to cut, sew the next item.